Welcome to our special story time. But this is our time traveling week. But this one is called The Cowboy Kid. And let's read the story before it goes.
In the time of then and once, of yet and still and will be, a boy lived deep in the canyons of the city. He was a cowboy of the streets and alleys, a garbage can rover, a chain fence rider. No one knew his name. Whenever people tried to talk to him, he ran away, his feet clip-clopping as he galloped down the sidewalk. At sunrise, the cowboy kid left behind the narrow alleys and the miserable city laneways. He had a secret shelter, a garden of his own, under a great oak tree. There he would ride a rusty old oil tank horse. When he grew tired, he would curl up between the tree's roots and fall asleep to its green, leafy lullaby. Then came a day when the wind changed, time passed and stretched and tumbled, but the boy slept on. When he finally awoke on the other side of sleep, he lay still for a moment, eyes closed. The wind carried the scent of an animal. A high sudden whining broke the silence. The boy squinted into the sun. A horse stood before him as bright as a falling star. Slowly, cautiously, the horse approached him. Shyly he offered his muzzle for the boy's pat. Then with a great cry, the horse reared up and galloped in glad circles around the great oak. Round and round he flew until, covered in a sheen of golden sweat, he lay down in the dust. The cowboy kid climbed on his back. The horse lurched to his feet, gave himself a mighty shake, and stepped out from beneath the oak. The horse's hooves pounding out a tattoo on a dusty ground. Suddenly, with a snort and a cry, he arched his back and rose into the air. The boy whooped with joy. High up they flew, the cowboy kid and his golden horse. They flew over cozy houses and nurseries where wooden horses gently rocked. With a crunch and a snap and a popping of nails, all the wooden horses broke from their rockers. They followed the cowboy kid along a road made of moonbeams, stardust catching in their manes. On their soared the cowboy kid, his golden steed, and the wooden horses. They flew over the city lit by the thousand sparkling lights, where great statues of horses stood in the public squares. With a crash of marble and a din of browns, the proud scoped horses broke free from their pedestals. Onward, onward, high above the village fairground, where a carousel tinkled a distant tune. With a noisy clink of metal, the plaster horses tore away from their moorings. With a snort and a buck, they raced to join the flying herd. All together, they descended from the sky, the horses of gold and the horses of wood, the horses of bronze and the horses of plaster. All the freed horses raced through their streets, through the streets. They ran through the grand museums, where paintings covered the walls. With a dreadful ripping of canvas, the painted horses tore their frames to join the cowboy kid. The incredible, joyous herd galloped together. They rose up beyond the borders of time, rocking horses, marble horses, horses of plaster, and horses of canvas, all free together in one great wild race, under the pale white moon. They drank deeply from the Milky Way, leaving glowing hoof prints on each star. From the time of them and once, of yet and still and will be, the horses galloped free across the sky. On stormy nights you could hear the thunder of their hooves echoing the darkness. You could dream of your young cowboy whooping with joy as he sits astride a horse as bright as a falling star. The end.
Well, anyway, that's it for the story, and I'll see you next time. Bye.